Alright, Shalom. Call all Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well taught this truth. And peace and blessing be to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Yashar Gabar back to you again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. So Lord willing, this lesson be edifying to the elect. Alright, I'm just going to touch on a few things. Not sure what I want to entitle this video, but something to the effect of what you're not missing out on anything, pretty much speaking on being of this world, because this world doesn't have shit to offer, but, as the scripture says, it's just the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, and it's not of Yahweh, all right? It's not of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The ways of this world, is to destroy you, and it's death, man, pretty much. All right. So without further ado, let's grab this. Let's grab the book of 1 John chapter 2. Start at verse 15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." All right. Yeah. So you don't supposed to love this world, man. All right. Because it says what? If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So you don't supposed to be, fall in love with this place, man. All right, neither the things that are in it. You get caught up into your life. You're chasing after goals and money and all this other shit. The scripture says, you use the world, not abuse it. And I know it can be a battle sometimes, being younger in the spirit. You being younger, you caught up into life, school, people that surround you, all right, but that's not an excuse, man. You're supposed to lock in the spirit, all right, because it says, let's continue, verse 16, it says, "For all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh, and the lust of eyes, and the pride of life. It is not of the Father, but it's of the world." Yeah, so the ways of this world, all right, it's not, it's not of the Father, all right? What it says, it's just the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. You look around, and this is what you see, This is how you see what 2/3 are people, man. Lust of the flesh, just letting the flesh lead them. Whatever they want to do, whatever the flesh desires, they're gonna do it. They're not getting led by the Spirit, and therefore the ways they live in, is gonna have them, put to death here on this side, man. All right, they ain't gonna make it. So you don't want to be caught up into just worldly shit, man. All right. And as I was saying earlier, sometimes, you step out, there's nothing wrong with going out and doing what you do, whatever you into, the gym, working out, playing a sport or whatever, but you don't want to get too deep and caught up into that shit, man. You don't want to get too caught up into worldly things. All right. So let's see. Move on. Let's grab this. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. It says, "No man can serve two masters, for he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon." All right. So pretty much you can't have one foot in, one foot out. You can't be dibbling, dabbling. You can't be a man in this truth and be of this world. For example, you see what Christians, Muslims and shit, here it is. A nigga claim to be a Muslim and still gangbanging, or a Christian. These Christians claim to be so much God-fearing and still be a mo. All right, that shit just doesn't make sense, man. And same thing with this truth. All right, either you're going to be all the way in, or hey, the Lord going to spew you out. you know, because you're too caught up into the affairs of your life. All right? And this is why a lot of guys doesn't, grabs hold to this truth. Ultimately it'd be the Lord, not dealing with them, but they be too caught up into what? the money, all right? I believe what you go into that word mammon, all right, meaning money. And that's why the scriptures speak on the rich man, how it's hard for him to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Because he too caught up into what? Chasing after money and shit, man. He too caught up into the affairs of his life to the point that he what the scripture says, what, either you love one and hate the other. So same thing with being in this truth, man. The elder says what keep it simple. You do the work, you study. Other than that, going to work, probably working out or something, probably dealing with your woman, but you keep it simple. You don't expect too much. All right. I forgot where who said it, but the scripture says what give me neither riches nor poverty. All right. We don't want the riches here on this side. That's what majority these niggas you see, doing now, chasing after riches, selling their soul, being moles, all type of shit. They'd do anything for some fucking money. All right. But being a man of this truth, you don't expect too much. You don't want too much. The Lord knows what you need, and the Lord bless you with it. A roof over your head, a little change you got, to eat, whatever. All right? The Lord makes a way for you to get by. All right? So let's bring this back. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he would hate the one and love the other, or else he would hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. All right? What else? All right, this is Matthew chapter 19, verse 29. It says, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or land, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Yeah, so everyone that have forsaken the houses, all right, the land, even family members, all right, just meaning leave behind. All right, you have to leave those. That's the type of things you're gonna have to face. Being in this truth. There's plenty brothers could have been, football players. Whatever their goal was when they was in this world before they came into this truth. Could have pursued. All right, but they forsaked it. All right, for the Lord's sake, man. To focus on the ministry, focus on doing the work for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and these are the things you have to forsake. All right, the things of this world. As the scripture said, even family members, man. All right, I remember a brother said, your family members don't even believe in that you believe in what you believe in, that you believe in what you believe in, So therefore, you can't be caught up into the family shit. All right, even your mother. All right, all that. Even Yahweh Shai said, "Hey, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Those the ones that do the will." All right, so if this is your real family, the brotherhood. So you have to forsake family members. Family members rather see you, becoming rich, being an athlete, fucking entertainer, whatever the fuck. They don't want to see you doing the work. All right. So you have to be willing to forsake. Because it says, what? For my name's sake shall receive 100-fold. It shall inherit everlasting kingdom. And this is what we patiently waiting on, man. Everlasting life, Salakia. All right, but this is what we patiently waiting on, the kingdom of heaven. All right, Lord willing, we want to be delivered, and receive 100-fold. Brothers that had lost women and a child, bitch that took off with the child and all type of shit. Hey, brother's going to receive all that back. Even the woman you lost, all right? You'll have plenty of women, however many women as you want. Same with kids. Same with what money and riches, that you had to forsake. All right, hey, the Lord is going to bless brothers, man. But that's if what we endure. All right, and don't look back. All right, don't look back. You remember what happened to Lot's wife. The scripture says, remember Lot's wife for looking back. See, the ways of this world is death. So let's get this. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. It says, in whom the gods of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. The gods of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. 2/3, you people that don't believe, unbelievers, the ways of this world have blinded them, man. That they caught up into JC, Satan, that Jake get a hold of anything, all right, and he start worshiping the shit. All right, Allah, all that, but them the ways of this world, and it blinded the mind of them, man, which believe not. They've been seduced by some false philosophies and shit, man. Just caught up into some whole bullshit, some bullshit. What that bitch Monique say? Does she believe in the universe or something? I believe, But that's what this world will do to you, man. Have you bugged out, not knowing what the hell is going on. Blinded from this truth. And ultimately, it's the Lord. All right? Which is a scary thing. All right? Let's see. All right, kind of ended off with this. The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 62. It says, and Yahweh Shai said to him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of heaven, kingdom of Yahweh. All right? So, hey, there's no looking back. There's no looking back, man. All right? Ain't shit to look back to. But what? It's death. Hey, you see people running around, trying to live their life, living how they want to live it. Hey, they got some shit coming, man. Jake that was in this truth and went back into the world, looking back, hey, they're going to get it. Hey, the Lord got something set up for them, man. All right, well, you're looking back to nothing. Ain't shit to offer from this world. Everyone just, hey, this world, there's nothing to enjoy. But sin. Anyone that's looking back is looking back for some folly, all right, and some wickedness. Everyone's what? Fucking drug addicts, alcoholics, freaked out. Hey, that's what this world have to offer to you. And the end of that is death. Scripture says what rather to enjoy pleasures of sin for a season, roughly paraphrasing, because hey, it's just a season. All right, we know what this place is going to be destroyed. Hey, we seeing the downfall of this place. Every day is something new. You know? So that season of a bullshit is up for a lot of you people. You know, so it ain't shit to look back on, man. You know, you're not missing out on shit. Ain't shit to... You're not missing out on nothing, man. You know? Yeah, that was pretty much it. So, Lord willing, yeah, you brothers, you sincere brothers get the point, you know? So I'm ending it off with that, giving all praises. Honor and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash, and give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Till next time, say Shalom.